you. Thank you, Judge McCasey, Madam President-elect, and most importantly, our brothers and sisters in Camp Liberty who are hearing this today. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless them and keep fighting. Less than 48 hours ago, 18 years ago, the Iranian government, acting through the IRGC, blew up Khobar Towers in the eastern province of Saudi Arabia, killing 20 U.S. airmen, wounding 372, and killing and wounding many other nationals. This is a message for our negotiators in Vienna who are sitting across the table from the representatives of the IRGC. I'm no longer in my government position. My colleague is no longer in his government position. But I would ask our representatives in Vienna to keep a copy on the table before them of a criminal indictment called U.S. versus al-Mushagel, criminal number 01228A, docket number assigned to the District of Columbia. "15 defendants, members of Hezbollah al-Hijaz, and the Iranian government, which is mentioned in that indictment, are fugitives from the United States for the murder of those individuals. So perhaps as a condition of our negotiation, we could request the extradition of those 15 defendants to stand trial for murder." We are here today to be witnesses against acquiescence. The word is acquiescence. It was called appeasement by one of my colleagues. We're surrounded by heroes today, the martyr board here of the MEK members. I just attended our 70th anniversary D-Day memorial in Omaha Beach. And whether it was Omaha Beach on June 6th, whether it was the Marne in 1914, 100 years ago, whether it was all the battles where our allies for liberty, tolerance, and decency fought together, they have to fight together now. And you cannot convince me, and nobody in our Department of State or government will convince me, that current circumstances will require the United States of America to be an ally of the Mullah terrorist regime in Iran. There's a letter that I have here today. I won't read the whole thing to you, but it's dated quite appropriately June 7, 2014, to the President of the United States. It's signed by 38 of the most prominent American politicians, military leaders, statespersons, academics. And I want to read a portion to you, a very small portion. But it says, "For 3 years, approximately 3,000 men and women of the exiled Iranian dissident organization have been confined in very austere and perilous conditions at Camp Liberty. The truth is that these residents of Camp Liberty have fulfilled every assurance and received by the United States government its promises, and the United States has failed to support and fulfill every assurance it has extended to these residents. The reality is that these opponents of the regime have continuously sought to assist and to cooperate with the United States." And the letter concludes, "We call upon you, Mr. President, to adjust a policy that is failing to produce the intended results and instead continues to invite lethal attacks against unarmed civilians we pledged to protect, monitor, and relocate expeditiously. U.S. credibility and honor are diminished with every casualty incurred by these residents. Madam Rajavi, you talked about the roadmap to freedom. We should keep in mind the roadmap to freedom and safety for our brothers and sisters in Camp Ashraf. This is not very complicated. This does not require diplomacy. It does not require negotiation in Vienna. It requires, according to my math, about 25 U.S. Air Force planes to remove those residents immediately. And how fitting, ladies and gentlemen, that the United States Air Force, 19 of whom members were murdered by the Iranian regime, bring now the Iranian resistance out of harm's way. Thank you.